Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new FTB Infinity Skyblock episode. How's everybody doing today? Few people online, always wonderful. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic time and a wonderful day. That's all that I can ever hope for everyone that watches my videos and just likes to hang out. Anyways, let's get going. So we have bricks underneath this apiary right now, and we're trying to get an earthen queen. We did get the windy, so we got windy queen starting to produce some windy combs and all that kind of stuff. And is that pulling? Why isn't that coming out of there? But yeah, so we're getting lots of different bees and stuff like that, and our bee stuff is... Oh, that was ignoble, wasn't it? Well, that guy's done. Okay, so we're starting to really progress along in our means of, you know, getting towards the infinity bee and gendistry in general. The earthen bee is one of the next steps, and then we combine that with a windy bee, and that's going to give us a skystone bee. And then the skystone bee with the ferrous, which we already have over here, that guy right there, is going to give us the infinity bee. No, the silicon bee. Sorry. Silicon. That's what it is. And then from there, we are one step closer to getting to where we need to be. As you can see, I've done a little bit of building. I did this all on my own just the other day. It's kind of like a tangled up web of awesomeness, in my opinion. I enjoy it. I think this looks quite nice. It's a little... I don't know. There's still something a little off about it, but I do like it. So yeah, I hope you guys like it too. It's kind of our little mini section in the middle here to house our AE2 right smack dab in the middle. And also we have beautiful little squid tanks. What kind of skyblock is not complete without a wonderful squid tank and beautiful friends every day to look at? Isn't this wonderful? Look at them all. Oh, and basically, well, infinite ink. Just saying. Kind of useful. Anyways, let's get into what we need to get done today. Yes, we need to get done a few different things, and one of them is on our to-do list, actually. So let's pull that over here and take a look. So the main thing that I really want to work on today is organizing of machines and maybe some upgrading of machines and getting some of that automatically, you know, working with Applied Energistics 2. So, without further ado, we want to do that. But before that, I want to do one other thing, and that is to get ourselves the Experience Obelisk from Ender.io. This guy, well, it's awesome. Simple as that. So, we're going to need an Experience Rod, which we should be able to make. Good. And a machine chassis. Oh, we need some capacitors. Of course we need capacitors. This guy is going to be wonderful. Good. And good. Awesome. Now we can get ourselves the Experience Obelisk. Go. Amazing. Alright, this guy is... well, it's pretty darn cool. When you right click on it here, you have a little interface. You can pump in and out of it. You can do all that kind of stuff. And it basically just stores your experience. So, boom, I just stored all 66 levels of my experience into there. And then equally, I mean, I could come over here and just click on that and get experience and all that jazz. But I think what I'm going to do instead, you can still pick this guy up and move it wherever you want it to go. So we can put it down here. And does this work? I don't know if this works. Pull. Pull in the experience. And there it is. It is pulling in the experience. And as you can see, our experience bar in the obelisk is going up. I love it. I love it. That's going to assist quite a bit in the whole experience thing because we've been getting quite a bit of it. One other thing of note, we do have a tier 3 blood altar up here. We're good to go on that front. Our next goal is tier 4 though, and that's going to require a little bit of work on, you know, not only that mod but some other mods as well. So while this guy's draining up, I'm going to get a few things prepared for the setup of the new engines and all that kind of stuff. We're going to need some ME interfaces for sure, and we're going to need probably more item ducts as well. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of different things. So let me get them, and we'll be back to automate our first machine. Alright, so we got the Earthen Princess over here with these annoying chickens, I tell ya. But we got the Earthen Princess. Now, it is a pure breed princess, and what I'm thinking of doing, instead of actually just doing more of these and getting drones and everything, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to try for the next mutation. Now, the next mutation that we're going for is the Skystone Queen. So to get the Skystone Queen, you need Skystone as a foundation. So let's quickly get a piece of Skystone. Should be pretty straightforward. I expanded our lower platform quite a bit as well, just to, you know, make room for, you know, yeah, the things that we're about to do. All the automation. There we go. A little bit of Skystone. I need a better way to get around the base, though. I really do. But we'll deal with that pretty soon, I think. Alright, a piece of Skystone underneath. Good. And let's start, hopefully, getting the Skystone Queen. Now, the cool thing about the Skystone Queen is the output of it is pretty nice. You can also get Certus, there's Fluix, and there's Silicon. Silicon is the one we're definitely going for first, but the output of this thing as well gives you Skystone itself. So that's kind of useful for what we're doing down below. It's not that useful because we have a whole bunch of Skystone dust anyways, but it also gives you these earthy combs which give you clay. So kind of a double useful little drop B. So I'm looking forward to having that one on our bar. Let's see, the first machine that we want to automate. That is a good question. What is the first machine that we should automate? I'm thinking, just off the top of my head, we should probably automate up the pulverizer here and the induction furnace smelter. These are both very useful in so many different recipes that I think overall these two would be a great choice to upgrade. It also helps that they're both already resident machines as well, so that's quite useful. Now, where are we going to do this? The biggest thing that we have to consider here is the chunk loading. Now, right now I have all my resources, and actually, does that chunk even need to be loaded anymore? Hold on. We're doing a little chunk loading. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. We're in that chunk right now. That's one of our steam boilers. But this one, is that our other steam boiler up there? Yeah, it is. Shucks. Okay, we might need to move this guy pretty darn soon. But just to eliminate some of the chunk loading stuff that we have, the other thing that we have loaded is this chunk here. Right here, and the reason being is we have all of our machines and some of our pulverizer in there. Now, we could potentially get away without that one, but all of this is going to change anyways. So once we get this all figured out, we definitely want to make note of the chunks that we are loading with this system. So one of the major things that we have is we have this chunk here loaded right here, but I was planning on putting more nuclear reactors in here. I don't know if that's going to be a thing that I do or not, but I would like to leave this space open for now, up until this chunk border. So I think in this chunk here is where we're going to start some of our machine optimization. Okay, so we already have the inscribers automated here, for example, and I think we can start, you know, just expanding on that and developing on that quite a bit. We don't need all these torches around anymore because I cleaned it all up. There we go. Okay, so we have that there. We have our computer system there. These are probably going to move maybe over to this side. So let's get something placed. We have power running right here, so that's going to be really easy to tap into. And our storage is probably going to end up back over there or something like that. So let's say we put a pulverizer there. What is that going to do for us, and how is this going to work? Let me get a few other things here ready to go and see exactly where this kind of ties in and all that kind of stuff. Alright, so I got a nice little thermal expansion area set up here, just with some cabling coming into some ME interfaces, and I'm just going to use the item ducts to pipe them back into the ME interfaces to save a channel for one, and just to make it a little bit better. I actually like the look of this as well. So what we have is we have the pulverizer, the induction smelter, we have a redstone furnace, and a sawmill. Now the redstone furnace, I don't know if we're really going to have much. All these squids, it's hilarious. So many squids, all the squids. So I don't think there's going to be too much of a purpose for that, but there's definitely a purpose for things like this. So the obsidian into, oh, we need the processing, that one there, into 4 of these guys for our pulverizer. Now, so once this is in place in the ME interface, we should be able to request obsidian dust. So middle click with the mouse wheel, and we can go like this, and we can say 10, and now it's actually going to craft that up. So then what should happen is it'll start pulverizing, and boom, out it goes, and back into the ME interface, which means it's back into our AE system. Pretty slick. And we could update the item ducts and all that as well to increase the speed, or we could go with item conduits as well down the road. So that's kind of what we're looking to do. One of the things that I wouldn't mind doing is the interface. Yeah, the ME interface terminal. You know what? Let's do this. Okay, I think we just need an ME interface. So, yeah, I don't think that's very difficult at all. Let's just get that guy crafting up, and we'll get the interface terminal. And this guy is awesome. Alright, so the interface is done. So this will give us the ME interface terminal. Very good. This is a beautiful little terminal. Now, because we're... That's the security thing, isn't it? It should be fine. Because this interface terminal is awesome. And the reason it's awesome is because you can actually see all of your ME interfaces and all the different things that you've hooked up to your ME system. So I can see the molecular assemblers in here as well. So I can automatically put all of our stuff in. You can see the pulverizer, the redstone furnace, the sawmill. Where's the induction? Oh, there's the induction smelter as well. So now all that we need to do, instead of continually running downstairs like we've been doing for however long, we can now just go like this. I was actually just wanted to double check the recipe on this for the hardened glass. It's 4 for every 1. Okay, good. So this guy is 4 obsidian dust. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 lead. Just case in point. Good. For, I believe it's 2. Is that correct? I think it's 2 of these guys. Yeah, it's 2 of these. Okay, 1, 2. Just like that. And we can get this pattern, and this is obviously going to go in our induction smelter, so we can put that right there. And then we should have full access to craft the hardened glass as well. Boom. It should go, and it should work. We can just confirm. We need a better way of getting up and down anyways, but that's a different story. Awesome. Okay, very good. Now, I haven't hooked up power to these guys yet. I'll probably just run it underneath the floor, connect it into there, or even right here. This might even be a better choice. We'll just run power underneath them. And then that way, everything's nice and apparent and clean and all that kind of stuff. So, I think we're pretty good. I'm going to set up some recipes and stuff. And you know what? We'll be back. Alright, so we got a few recipes added in here. I've also brought down the Ender IO machines, and we've got an ME interface here with signalum and electrical steel so far. Of course, I still have more to go, including the sag mill, and I moved these guys down here as well. I'm pretty sure we can automate the slice and splice. I'm not sure about the soul binder, but we probably could. You know, all things considered, I'm sure we could get it done. Also in the sawmill here, we've got the dark oak and the spruce wood plank, so we should be good to go on all of that as well. There's still a few other things for sure, like electrum. I just thought of it, so I'm going to do it right now. One of you equals 2 of you. 1, 2. Good. So I'm just going to keep going with more and more patterns over time. That guy goes in the induction smelter. Oh yeah, let's double check on our bees. I'd love to get the infinity bee here right away. We're so close. So close. I just want to get it already. Hopefully we get it pretty soon. We did get a pure Skystone drone, but the queen, or the princess, sorry, was just no good. So, you know, that's a thing. I'm just going to keep on breeding them as much as possible, basically, until we get the Skystone. And then if we could get the silicon, that would help out as well. Get that guy up and running. There's so many little things that we need to do still in the world, including store our experience. Beautiful. Alright, so one more quick update on the auto crafting. As you can see, I've kind of gone to town. So we have all of the thermal expansion stuff. I've gotten most of the recipes that I think I'll need for at least anytime soon. This furnace, though, we might remove it. I don't know if we're going to use it because I've set up the induction furnace over here. So we set up the IC2. I'll explain that in a quick second. Over here we also have the sag mill set up as well as the alloy smelter, both with octadic capacitors, which is the highest upgrade that you can do in these things. And we haven't hooked up these guys at all yet because, well, science. We don't need them yet, so leave it at that. Over here, we did some industrial craft too. Now, this one seems a little bit more convoluted, and the reason being is I've auto-crafted the ability to make overclockers, all right? Now, the overclocker recipe is a little bit advanced, as you guys know, and what we're doing here is I have a little bit of a backup storage for plates and stuff. So if we want to get, you know, a whole bunch of plates going and kept in storage for us to use at all times type thing, that is exactly what we're going to be doing here. These guys will store them, and we have a storage bus on the back of a drawer controller right there, using up 8 of the 8 channels. Oh god, I didn't even realize that. What luck. And it is tapping in so that we can have those plates as well in our ME system. As you can see, there's 88 tin plates. There's 88 tin plates. So that's that guy there, and that's just going into this metal former with overclockers, and we have an ME interface for the plates themselves. So it's still manual. I have to actually go in, select that I want some iron plates, and I want 200 of them. And it'll start firing off the iron, and we'll start crafting up the plates themselves. I tried putting in more overclockers, and I don't think our power can handle it. Let's find out. Let's do another quick test again here with the iron plates. We might actually be okay after all. That's a possibility. It looks like we're okay. So 7 might be the magic number overall. Yeah. Also in some of these things, so the induction furnace here, right now we have glass and rubber set up for it, but this is going to handle all of our smelting needs, stone, you name it. This guy has, of course, the redstone signal inverter from before, and then also the ejector upgrade to eject back into the ME interface. Okay, so that guy's there. It's good to go. It's working fantastically. As you can see, this is working quite nicely as well. Not really any issues. As soon as we get 4, they seem to pull them out, so that seems to work great. I've got the compressor in place, but I haven't set up any of the recipes. And in here, of course, we have the empty cells for the overclockers. And we have all of the different cable types as well, set to extruding with an auto eject back into the ME interface again to put it back into our storage system. This guy here is the more complicated part, the fluid solid canning machine, of course, because it requires so many different parts. First things first, it requires water. The second thing it requires is the empty cells, and the third thing it requires is the lapis lazuli dust. So, in the backside here, well, right here we have an import bus, which we could sub out. We could just run a pipe to the ME interface and add it back in. That's probably the easiest way, and I might do that to save another channel so that we can add another machine if need be. But right now we have it importing the finished good. On the back side here, we have an ME export bus from the system with 3 different cards, a redstone card, a capacity card, and a crafting card. Now, the crafting card is basically saying craft these items. Okay, the capacity card is just so that we have more than one spot available, and the redstone card is so that we can control it with this ME level emitter over here. This guy is basically saying we always want to keep 64 coolant cells in our AE system. So if I look up coolant cells, we have 67 of them. Perfect amount. I actually want to just change this a little bit. So if we go down and then we go back up, it should go off, and what you should see happening is our seg mill should be getting a thing. Why is that crafting 100 tin plates? It's not detecting that I'm crafting them, is it? Because they're going into storage. That's a bit of a situation. Okay, I see what the problem is now. So we crafted the tin plates, and we also crafted the 200 iron plates, and those guys did not get detected as being finished because they went into this storage center instead of back into the ME system. So we may have to actually change that a little bit overall. I'll look into that a little bit more. But as you can see, there's auto crafting going on of lapis lazuli dust and empty cells, continually filling up this machine and pumping out coolant cells so that we can continually pull and get the amount that we require. Again, a little convoluted, a little, this and that, but it works. It works pretty darn good overall. So our machines are working pretty decently. Everything's working pretty good, to be honest. For the most part, everything's starting to come along. As you can see, we've made a pretty big dent in our machines and our organization of the machines, and that's very helpful. Over here, we are working on... Did we not... So Skystone Ferris and Skystone Ferris. Let's just quickly grab another Ferris here. Or no. No. What we're working on is the Silicon Bee. Okay, now I've put them over here because they're flammable. Just saying. It's not flammable right now. That's good. But it's also now too humid. Oh, man, really? Okay. All right. That means I have to fix that in the acclimatizer. It's good fun. It's good fun, I tell you. Using this machine is just oh so enjoyable. They could have made it a lot easier. Let me just put it that way. So, we're going up. We're going up. Good. Yeah, down on hot, up on arid. Perfect. Anyway, so for a quick fix for this, we're just piping them back into the ME interface. That way it's actually getting identified. As you can see, it's showing that we're actually crafting the plates and it's not getting lingered in. And because we have the storage bus set to a priority of plus 100, you can actually sit here and see the tin plates increasing by 4 every single time. So as long as there's storage space here, they should end up in this exact spot, which is very nice. The other one that I want to make a whole bunch of is these guys as well. And then I also want to make a whole bunch more of the refined iron. But there's no more crafting CPUs. No! Anyways, let me double check the time. I think we're at about 20 minutes right now on the video. For those of you that are sticking around, high five. You're past the average viewer rate. Lucky you. I got to fiddle around a little bit with a pathway on the side. The problem that we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 wide. Not ideal for making a path. Let me just put it that way. Alright. So I need to still play around a little bit with that. But the other thing is, there's probably something else we can do. I'm sure there is. Sure there is. Alright, so we're back over here at our Thaumcraft area, and I think I want to upgrade our wand, right? Like, the iron-capped wooden wand is really not that great of a wand. But what I think we want to do is we want to get the golden-banded Greatwood. So let's first of all start with the gold bands. Very easily made, just like so. 2 of them, of course. You need the 2. And well, now let's get Greatwood. Now you're probably going, how do you get Greatwood? Well, in X asterisk Thaumcraft, added of course by this, you can get magical wood right here. There's two different things. You can get silverwood logs, and you can also get Greatwood logs by placing oak wood with 3 arbor and 1 precantio. So, precantio? Anyways, so I'm going to drop in some slabs, 6 of them, and 2 netherwort, just because I have a lot of netherwort at the moment. So we'll drop in these guys, and drop in 2 pieces of oak, and that should give us our 2 pieces of Greatwood. Very nice. We can put those together like that and get our Greatwood rod. Combine that with that, and we get our gold-banded Greatwood wand. Sweet. Now, by theory, we can go over to our mob farm here and charge this bad boy up. Don't mind if I do. It's a fast way to charge things, I tell you. Very nice. Very nice indeed. It's not too fast, but I mean, you can see already we're at 50 of almost everything except for Ignis and Perdido. So it's a lot faster than trying to find nodes, I can tell you that much. So yeah, I highly recommend getting a nice mob farm up for just that by itself. I think I've already explained all that to you. Alright, so one of the other things that I really want to make now that we have our nice new wand is the Arcane Alembics from Thaumcraft. These guys, pretty straightforward, but we do need to make some of these V filters, which means we definitely need a piece of silverwood log. Now luckily we have the sawmill, so we can actually get more out of 1 piece of silverwood. We can get 6 out of it, instead of just the standard, you know, 2 that you get from a mana infusion type situation. Or, oh, I guess that's a decent recipe too. It's not bad. But we do get 6 of them, which is what I'm going to go for because we need a decent amount of these V filters. So, silverwood itself is birchwood. Again, another 3 arbor. So we only need probably 1 of these for right now. So 3 arbor, precantio, and ordo. Okay. What is a good source of ordo? Ordo is one of those ones that, if I remember correctly, most people have difficulty with. Raw plastic and silicon. Okay, silicon. What do you have? You have ordo, sensus, and ignis. That's not bad, actually. That isn't too bad. And what was the other one? Raw plastic? Yeah, that one's got an extra one. So we're going to go with the silicon. We'll go with a piece of netherwort. We're going to have a bit of waste and whatnot, but not much we can do there. 3 of you, and then a piece of birch. Luckily, we farmed all that birch. Not. Anyways, okay. So we'll drop in these items. And boom, a piece of silverwood log. Awesome. Now we do have a bit of bad stuff, badness type thing. So I'm going to just actually make a nice little cubby here for it. Because, well, we got to keep the bad stuff from getting too far away. Alright, good. Actually, we needed that one. And we'll just put a torch up here. And then this way, it just doesn't go up into the atmosphere. Is kind of my goal with that. So we'll put those guys away. Now, the silverwood log, again, like I said, I think we're going to throw that in the sawmill because it's the most efficient use of it. Getting 6 silverwood is definitely better than, you know, less, for sure. So let's get our 6 silverwood. Good. And while we're here, we need to get the... we're going to need about 10 more gold, I think, is what my math is telling me. Because we're going to try to get a few of these alembics. And there you go. That's what I'm talking about, the flux. Alright, these guys, like so, like that, gives us the V filters. That gave us 10. It's more than I needed. But I'm sure we'll come across them again in the future. And these are going to give us our arcane alembics. Oh, nice. We had enough. Just enough. Woo. Close one. Alright, we'll put the rest of these in here for storage. Now, the Arcane Alembics go on top of the alchemical furnace. Now, if you guys remember correctly, we built this guy when we were doing the witchcraft stuff. So, we will stack them up like so. And the way this works is, if you have some coal, for example, that's probably the easiest example that I can give. This is going to smelt it down the items into their aspects. So, for example, if you put coal in there to smelt down into the aspect, well, you will get the fire and potentia of coal, if that makes sense. These guys right here. You'll get 2 of each. And then it'll filter into these Arcane Alembics. Now, each Alembic can only hold 1 of each, aspect. And all the way up to 32 of it. So, it's not the greatest source of getting all that together, but it's one that we're going to need to use. The other thing that we're going to need to look into is Applied Energistics Thaumic Esoteric. That guy right there. This guy. We should be able to start going with some of this stuff as well. Obviously, it still requires the Arcane Alembics and whatnot, but the Digicentia, what else are we doing? Quartz duplication? Okay, sure. I'll choose you. The Arcane crafting terminal is something that we're going to need to look to get right away. I think we have paper and stuff, right? I'm a little curious to see what it takes. So that guy and that guy. We'll get these 2 research notes and see what all we actually need going forward. Alright, so after a quick look here, and there's a few cores and stuff like that, similar to, I assume, the Annihilation and the Formation cores, just in Thaumcraft related items, so that's cool. The other thing is the Arcane crafting terminal, not that difficult to make, really. We can definitely do this. An ME terminal, and calculation processor, and Arcane work table. But I think I'm going to do a little bit more research in this area. And maybe starting next episode, we're going to look into potentially getting that started. I don't want to go too far with it, because we definitely need to get our other stuff first. And we have a silicon drone. A purebred silicon drone. Alright. Here's the last hope for mutation. Oh, baby. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for me. I need to automate the forestry stuff. We need to get all this stuff more automated yet again, more organized, but we are getting closer and closer to the, just progression. We'll just say progression. Let's leave it there. Anyways, that's it for me. Leave a like, subscribe. I really do appreciate every single last one of you. We do have a family over here. The Kryllyk crew is strong and growing fast. Thank you so much, and have a good one.